This is my challenge. One day I'm sitting here at the house and I'm just sick and tired of Reza Pahlavi because I'm watching him and I'm saying to him, if you don't want the job, step out of the way and let somebody else do it, right? It's very simple. You can't hold on to everything and say, oh my God, every time they scream my name, it feels so good, it feels so good, it feels so good. It's not how life works, okay? If you want to make history, be part of history, you got to carry the burden and play offense and not wait for a crisis to just take advantage of. You got to impose and you got to play offense. So I started asking everybody, who's his opposition? What's his competition? Who's pushing? Every day he knows he's number one. It's like how monarchy is. The oldest son always knows. The job is yours. You don't have to do anything. It's like the only child syndrome. Hey, no matter what, the money's coming to me anyways. Who cares? I don't have any competition. I always tell people, never have one kid. Always have 3 kids. You have 1 kid, there's no competition. You have 3 kids, they will compete. If you can do 4, 5, 6, even more, better for you. Never have 1 kid. The only child walks around at mommy and daddy's business is theirs. That's my money. That's my jewelry. That's my watch. That's my this. No, it's not. So that's what was frustrating for me. So now my rebuttal to you is this. But hear me out. I'm going to ask you this question. In America, we have alternatives. J.D. Vance knows there's a guy that could have his job that's not J.D., and his name is Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio, yeah.
Marco Rubio is not a lightweight. But both of them also know there's a guy named Newsom. Who is the alternative to Reza Pahlavi?
If you're asking the media right now, they're saying it's just him. Nobody is there. That is the environment the mainstream Persian media created. And that is, if you are asking me, one of the reasons we have seen that bloodshed, that bloodbath all over the country right now, one of the reasons is Reza Pahlavi and the media. They gave false hope to the people. They told them President Trump is ready. Is coming to help. And he told the people via media, he even went to Sean Hannity's show and said the security forces, IRGC and the police, they put down their guns. They are not going to shoot the people. They joined me. He said 50,000 IRGC forces. They signed my QR code and they are people, they are in your side. 50,000. Last night, he was on CNN.
Who said that? He said that?
Last night on CNN, he said the number is 150,000.
You have that, Rob?
I'm looking.
Keep speaking. We'll find it.
And then this is wrong. When the people started this round of protest, the round of protest was started during the meeting between President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu here in Florida, in Mar-a-Lago.
Sure.
The protest was started the night before because the people wanted to show Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump that we are ready for change. And the people stayed in the street for 10 days. Where Reza Pahlavi was back then? Reza Pahlavi with his family, he was sitting at the beach, having fun. He was not part of that movement. But then media started to tell the people, go out and call Heil King. Oh, Heil Hitler. No, sorry, Javid Shah. Isn't it Heil Hitler? Javid Hitler? Long live Hitler? And right now they are calling Heil King Javid Shah.
What are you saying with that? That's
the
ridiculous
media,
comment you just made.
The media created.
You're comparing the two together?
It's the Javid Shah is the Heil Hitler.
I mean, you can't say that you lose credibility with me when you say something like that. You're making a comparison of RP.
Not RP. I'm talking about this slogan they created, the media created.
But that's an Iranian translation. Shah. Long live the king is something that they say. These are two separate. I don't want to confuse.
When the people are killing in the street, we cannot say just Javid Shah, just bring his picture up and tell the people.
Say whatever. The Iranian people can say whatever they want to say. You make some points that is credible arguments. And I want to stay on things that are credible. I don't want to do a propaganda thing here.
Let's just we can agree to disagree with that part, but the point is
but wait a minute. If he's saying go and protest, and I'm following your lead, so
I'm leading you.
No, I'm an Iranian. I'm a 22-year-old Iranian in the street, just like you were doing in '99 in Iran, right? How old were you in '99? 27 years ago.
That was 20.
Okay, you were 20 years old.
22, 23.
Okay, 22 years old. I'm a 22-year-old guy in Iran. I'm watching his Instagram post. Hey, I need you guys tonight to go on the streets at 8 o'clock. Perfect. I'm going to go do it. All right. I go. My best friend dies. They kill him. My cousin dies. They kill him. I come home to my family. They're crying because I lost my cousin and I lost my best friend, with the hopes that this guy's going to close it. If I'm going in the streets and putting my life on the line and you don't close, that blood is on your hands. That part, I agree with. I asked you a question, Amir. You're a very smart guy, but you still haven't answered it. Who's the alternative to Reza Pahlavi?
It shouldn't be one person.
But give me one.
We shouldn't have one person. We should have constitutional assembly, Patrick.
But
we should have the different people. And if you're asking me, if you want to go for one person, right now Iran needs a businessman with the vision, a visionary businessman, brave enough to talk, the one who can be in touch with the world leaders. We need that type of guy, not the type of guy when the world leaders are coming to talk about Iran in Florida, he goes with his family to the beach, and when the people are out for 10 days,
that's fair criticism.
After 10 days, he's coming and saying, people, I'm going to ask you to come to street in 2 days, giving regime 2 days notice. At 8 p.m. Thursday, come out. Regime was ready to go for blackout internet, blackout the phone, and go and kill as much as they can. And you know what? The people came out. They didn't come out for war. They didn't have gun. They came with their family members. The couples, they came out with their kids. And they all are killed right now. Because of, when you are calling yourself opposition leaders, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. Not when CBS asked him that, do you feel any responsibility, Mr. Pahlavi, that you called the people to come out and it's a blood?
Rob, do you have that clip?
And he said what? He said, this is a war. War has casualty. Mr. Pahlavi, you didn't tell the people it's a war. You told them nobody is going to shoot you. All the security forces, they joined me. You said nothing will happen to you. President Trump is there ready to... And President Trump was not there ready. Yeah, he could wait for 3 weeks. Right now, President Trump is ready. Right now, Benjamin Netanyahu is ready. Reza Pahlavi, if he was a good leader, should wait 3 weeks. We didn't need to see 70,000 dead body in the street right now.
Rob, is this a clip?
I believe so.
Go for it.
Government. Last summer, July, you announced that more than 50,000 officials from the military, from the Iranian government, had submitted to a Google form that
Can you raise the audio, guys?
They wanted to defect from the current regime. Did you verify those numbers? Do those names? Is the number still 50,000? And where have those defectors gone? What happened to them?
It's more than that. 2 days before the internet shutdown, we have over 100,000 people, new applicants to a platform that we had created a few months before, adding to the numbers that had already started joining. Among them, you find members of the military, paramilitary, police forces, but also a lot of people who are in the civil bureaucracy, working in ministries and so on and so forth, diplomats and others. And we're beginning to see signs of more and more people, refusing to go back to work or literally defecting. It is very important because it's part of our process. You see, one of the lessons learned from de-Baathification in Iraq was really a bad example of how you manage a change of regime. And in the case of Iran, you don't have the problem you saw happen there in the de-Baathification. We are trying to be inclusive as much as possible of all those who can survive regime change and have a place in the future.
You can pause it. So he said 100,000 before. Okay. But again,
it's a false hope.
Amir,
bloody false hope.
Yeah, when I ask who is an alternative, you still haven't given an answer. When you're saying we go a different route, fine. But if there was somebody in the streets that they can't go to, somebody would rise up. Nothing like that has happened. I'm going to come back to it. Dr. Kangorlu, where are you at with this? What do you think can happen if U.S. attacks Iran? What role does Reza Pahlavi play?
One of the reasons why I support President Trump, and I think he's brilliant and he will succeed beyond what he has done so far for this country, is because of his lack of interest in politics in first part of his life. He independently established himself as a very successful businessman in the most difficult real estate market in the world, New York real estate market. And then, after he really achieved every landmark that he wanted to achieve in that industry, he decided that, he has better thoughts for America and he has better ideas of how to run this country. And he came into politics, and he apparently, so far, he's been more successful than he's been in the real estate business in New York. So for the same reason that you're criticizing Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, I support him. Because of his lack of interest in becoming a ruler, I'm afraid of people who desperately want to become a ruler. All the people who desperately want to be a ruler, they have an extraterritorial agenda. He is lending, he's throwing his hat in the ring where he didn't have to. He had a wonderful life. Not a glamorous life, but a calm life. He's in love with his family. He has spent 2/3 of his life under democracy in this country. He's the most democratic leader in anywhere in the Western, in the Muslim world. He, like I said, the fact that he wasn't interested and he was saying that I'm not interested, first of all, I think the reason why he was saying that was because he really didn't have any indication that he had a popular support. But as soon as he saw that the nation has elected him and selected him as the sole leader who has legitimacy to run the country after Islamic Republic, he started showing interest. Why should I say I'm interested in leading the people in the country? There are a lot of leaders, you keep asking the question of, if not him, who? There are a lot of self-proclaimed leaders in the opposition who cannot gather 100 people in a square in Tehran. He has been able, at least in the last 3 months, he's been able to bring hundreds of thousands of people.
Is it okay to bring them and they get killed?
Well, that's the story of revolutions. Revolutions are not done by intellectual and philosophizing the issue. Those people have...
Exactly, it happens with the
Right.
philosophers. Thomas Jefferson, John Locke, all the great revolutions in England, in France, in United States happened with those. We need those intellectual movements.
Right.
We cannot just ask the people to come out and get killed and just say, oh, it's war. War has casualty.
In every revolution, people take out to the streets and they get killed. You cannot blame the leader of the revolution. Look at other revolutions, the so-called great revolutions.
Was he the leader of the revolution? Sorry, I'm interrupting you. What he was doing at the start of the revolution for first 10 days at the beach with his family?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a first-hand access to his itinerary, so I don't know where he was, and I'm not going to base my analysis for his role and the hope that the Iranian people have pinned on him. Ultimately, it comes down to this. He had an interview with the editor-in-chief of Economist, Zani Belos, and she asked him the following question. Since your father, this is literally what she asked, since your father was a despot and a dictator, how do you expect the Iranian people to follow you? And this was his answer. He said, I don't expect them to follow me, but they follow me. I think this is a brilliant answer to what is happening. Iranian people looked at the spectrum of the self-proclaimed leaders. They looked at all of them, Mir Hossein Mousavi, Karoubi, Khatami, and all the reformists. They looked at him too. He has something that none of them have. He has a track record of his parents. His parents built Iran in 50 years like a country like today's China. In the last 15 years of Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, our economy was the Chinas of today and South Koreas of today. We had a double-digit economic growth for...
That's factual. That's not just
fact.
a hypothetical. The
Absolute
history
fact.
is factual.
Undeniable.
That the father did this.
Undeniable.
The question is, when the average person says, what has he built the last 48 years?
Oh my
Nothing.
God. It's a very long story what he has built.
Try to do it in a shorter version.
one.
though.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one.
Please. Yeah.
Three girls, beautiful. Everybody will love them, the family, but he didn't create anything else.
He had achieved in Iranian opposition something that no other leader of opposition has achieved. I'll give you one example in which I was personally involved.
Please.
10 years ago, he came to me and he said, Dr. Kangaroo, I want to build a scientific organization that comes up with plans for the future of Iran when Iran is liberated from these mullahs. Can you gather, Iranian scientists and, build something like a cabinet, not for political reasons, but for coming up with projects of how to run the ministry, how to Iranian Ministry of Health and Agriculture and Environment and so on and so forth. And, we built this project called Qoghnous, or the Phoenix Project of Iran. During that time, I was talking to the Crown Prince on daily basis, long conversations. He was asking me questions about every single, we built the Phoenix Project of Iran with 14 different divisions, each division with the best Iranians, experts in that field. And he will come to me, and we had meetings among ourselves, among the members of the Phoenix Project. And at the end of the week, I called the Crown Prince and give him a report of the discussion that was going on in this. And in every single one of those, he will listen to me so patiently and answer the most insightful questions related to that particular activity, whether it was international relations, agriculture, water issue, future of our relationship with our neighbors, relationship with Israel, with Turkey, and so on and so forth. During a very intimate relationship that I had with him intellectually and politically and socially, I should say, I came to know him beyond, I think, his performance was beyond my imagination. The questions he asked, how calmly he listened to me. So many times, my position was completely different, 180 degrees different from him. And he, sometimes he took my position back and sometimes he pushed back on an equal basis. He convinced me during that experience that he is the most democratic leader, or actually the most democratic individual I've ever interacted with. So Qoghnous was very successful. We declared the existence of Qoghnous in a press conference in Georgetown University in February of 2018. And he was present. He was sitting in the front row. And these scientists were presenting their projects, the project whom he asked us to come up with. They were presenting these projects all in technical terms. For 8 hours, he sat down and listened to every single conversation and every single lecture patiently, and he asked the most insightful questions. 6 months later, we had our first conference for Qoghnous in Toronto, Canada, and we had our first conference where, once again, these people were presenting very fancy, highly technical, highly boring issues about the future of Iran. Once again, he was sitting in the front row along with his wife and listened to I never saw him yawning or losing interest or showing some disinterest in anything that it was. That experience showed me that this man is the most qualified individual to run the country after the Iranian regime falls.
Amir, what do you say to that?
Do you want me to just give you the last chapter of Qoghnous when his team backstabbed you and put Qoghnous in bed? Because he has the worst team infiltrated by the regime of Iran around him. And right now, all the wise and brilliant guys like you are hated by his team, and he is following just the order of those couple of people who have a close tie to IRGC, close tie to the regime institutions, and he's listening to them. The experience you had with him 10 years ago, I had with him 20 years ago, exactly the same experience. But that is the problem. When it comes to the result, to continuation is a good thing to do, then he's lost somewhere. The last person coming to him and talking to him is the ones he says, oh, wow, you are right. Then he's just jumping and leaving all the friends there. And you are saying he's democratic. Just look at he wrote a document called Munich document after the 12 Days War. Have you seen that document? Mm-hmm. In the page 4 of that document, Patrick, Reza Pahlavi's team, they wrote that for him, specifically Saeed Qasemi-Nejad and Amir Hossein Etemadi. I'm naming these two because these are the right and left hand of him, both of them from Office of Consolidating Unity between Seminary and Universities, whatever in Iran, the same organization which attacked American embassy in Iran and took hostage the American diplomats, these people are from the same organization. These are the right and left top advisor of Reza Pahlavi right now. And they wrote in Munich document 6 months ago, Reza Pahlavi is the leader of our movement, our revolution for now, and he is the head of our transitional government. Reza Pahlavi is the head of, we have executive branch, judiciary branch, and legislative branch. They have 3 branches in this document, and they're saying the head of all of these branches is Reza Pahlavi himself. He is picking all the members of legislative branch, all the members of parliament. He is picking them, all the cabinet members. He is picking them. He is the head of judiciary. And this is, to me, as a constitutional law scholar, this is the definition of absolutism. That means his guy is a dictator in waiting. And he said the period for transition said it has 3 phases. The first phase is 180 days. The second phase is 2 to 3 years. The third phase is unlimited. Until it's needed, he will stay the leader of the country. Excuse me, we do have the supreme leader right now in Iran. Why we need to change supreme leader, who is the head of executive branch, legislative branch, and judiciary branch, to change it with the guy called Reza Pahlavi? The supreme leader can just continue and go and be the absolute leader of the society. Reza Pahlavi doesn't have problem with Islam. Even 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when the new generation, they came out, they started chanting against Islam. Reza Pahlavi called them fascist, called them racist, and said, if you want to go and fight with Islam, let this regime, Islamic regime, stay in place, because I don't want to go after Islam. Islam is good for Saudi Arabia. It brought a lot of money and attention to Saudi Arabia, but Islam destroyed us. Islam destroyed Persian Empire, destroyed Iran. We don't want Islam. Islam can go back to Saudi Arabia and stay there. We are the Persians. We are not Muslims. And we proved that. Reza Pahlavi couldn't come out of Islam yet. Reza Pahlavi is still stuck with absolutism, the same as his father, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, because the Iranian constitution during the Shah's time was the constitution making the king absolute power. The constitution gave the head of judiciary branch, head of legislative branch, head of executive branch, gave all the title to the king. The constitution was wrong. We had 6 constitutional assembly in Iran during last 120 days up to now. And all of them, they forgot about the people. They forgot about they should send the power to the people. It's the government for the people, by the people, not for the king, by the king. We are not going back to that dark side of history. Yes, Iran was shining economically in the world, but it was with the help of United States. American experts were in Iran, thousands of them, helping economy to grow. And the last part, it's the 250th anniversary of birth of this beautiful nation, United States of America. And it's 120th anniversary of our constitutional revolution in Iran. You said, Patrick, who? When American founding fathers, they came together in Independence Hall, they didn't say, let's make George Washington King George I. No, they came up, they were brilliant, very genius people. They came up with the idea of drafting a document called Constitution and let the Constitution to lead them toward future, which lasted 2.5 centuries. An entire world, they are following the footprint of American founding fathers. Even I had this discussion with Gila Gamliel, the minister at the Prime Minister Netanyahu's cabinet last year. I was in Israel. I went to her office at the Knesset. We had a long conversation for almost 2 hours about that. And she said, we know Reza Pahlavi is not the guy who can lead, but let's all come together and support him. I said, to be king? She said, no, he doesn't want to be king. I said, look at him. He's going, pounding the chest saying, King Reza Pahlavi, and all his followers doing that. His wife is doing that. No. And I said, Gila, when Israelis' founding fathers came together after the World War II to create Israel, why they didn't go? Because your history is about the kingdom of Israel. You have King Solomon, you have King David. Why you didn't go back to your kingdom to call Ben Gurion the King Ben Gurion? Why you followed American footprint to be republic? We in Iran, we want to have our Republic of Iran, the first Republic of Iran, and follow the footprint of American founding fathers. The Constitution should be our leader, not any person at all.
That's an idea that you're proposing, and I'm a guy who's pro-America, what happened to this incredible idea, the Constitution they wrote up, the Republic that turned into the greatest country in the world, the amount of things it's produced. But today, he is getting the mic.
It's wrong. Khomeini got it 47 years ago.
Listen,
it should be Patrick and Amir Fakhravar back then to say, Khomeini, no, you cannot do that.
When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.